Everybody, and welcome back to the Bay Bolts channel. As always, my name is Jake Ricker, alongside my good friend Michael Wax. Michael, how you doing today?
After this latest bit of news, not great. I really wish that we didn't have to talk about this, but yeah, COVID strikes the NHL.
Yeah, I think this is something a lot of people could have expected. Obviously, with COVID, things are going to be very weird this season. We've seen in multiple other sports who have done regular seasons throughout this pandemic have had lots of cancellations. But for those who may not know, the NHL announced today that the six Dallas Stars players and two coaches tested positive for COVID-19. So that's going to delay their start of the season. And according to Elliot Friedman, the latest that they could start now is January 19th, which means there are two games that the Lightning are scheduled to play against the Dallas Stars on January 17th and January 19th that will not be played because of these COVID tests. Now, according to Elliot Friedman as well, these games are set to be rescheduled. So the Lightning aren't going to lose these games, but it creates an interesting scenario in the schedule, Michael, because the Lightning are going to be playing the Blackhawks on the 15th. Then they won't play again against the Blue Jackets until the 21st. Now there's a 6-day gap in between those two games. Going to be interesting to see how this affects the Lightning.
Yeah, I don't wish this to happen to any team. Let's get that out of the way first and foremost. It sucks that it happened to a Lightning divisional foe, but we really didn't want this to happen to any of the 31 teams. That being said, it does paint the Lightning into a bit of a bind. You go from playing two games in the span of 3 nights to not playing for 6 days before you play the Blue Jackets. Not the greatest way to start off the season. I do think that this allows the Lightning to maybe toy and put a little bit of the younger kids in that second game against Chicago. But again, that is something probably for another time to discuss.
Yeah, and then there's a couple ways to look at this too, because you could see it as well. Maybe somebody ends up getting hurt in that Chicago game, and now they have a couple extra days to rest and come back for that next game. You could also look at it as though the Lightning generally struggle when they have multiple days of rest and end up becoming a little bit of rusty, so it could affect them in a negative way there. But obviously, only time will tell how this works. But we wanted to bring this news to you guys because obviously just broke in. But the games are going to be rescheduled, so we should still have a full 56 game season. Something else to note too is I think obviously we're going to have more of this. So you start to wonder, how many games are we actually going to play? At what point does the NHL just start outright canceling games as well? So this is going to be a crazy season. We will continue to update you all as new news comes out. But Michael, anything else to say before we wrap it up?
You're right. It's going to be absolutely fascinating to see what happens. The NFL did not cancel a single one of their regular season games,
Which is
uh,
impressive.
which is very impressive. Then again, the NHL plays more games than the NFL. MLB did not cancel a single game, if I remember correctly. If they did cancel them, there were very few that they canceled them. Baseball is a little bit easier, where you can play two games in one day, and you can do that for multiple days. The NBA has not had to deal with a cancellation since opening night, which is good. Really shows that they got their COVID protocols under control. I wonder if the NHL is facing something similar, where opening night you now have a team that can't play, so 3 games have been canceled, and then, or I should say, postponed, and then we don't have anything else for a long time in the season. I'm not going to say the entire season, but for the majority of the season.
Right, that's, you bring up a good point there too. I don't know what the NHL protocols are exactly are. So you wonder, was this a situation where the NHL should have had better protocols? Was it players just not following protocols, and how this is all going to work out? Remember, the NFL was super strict on their teams with their protocols. If they did not follow what they were supposed to do, they got stripped of draft picks and were fined hefty amounts of money. I don't know if anybody's ever listened to any interviews of players from the NFL. They have talked about how the NFL was kind of of like a big brother situation with the protocols for obviously good reasons though. So it'll be interesting to see how the NHL responds to this and what they're going to do going forward. But some of it does come down to players too, and making sure that they are following protocols to make sure that we can have a 56 game season. Although I don't know if it was a player's fault. This stuff happens too, even when you follow protocols to the best of your ability. But interesting situation nonetheless.
Yep.
So that's going to do it for us, guys, today. If you guys did enjoy this video, please be sure to leave a like down below and let us know in the comments down below what you think about this situation. How many games do you think are going to be postponed or canceled throughout the season? And will we get to finish all 56 games at the end of the day? Be sure to subscribe to the channel and ring the bell so you don't miss out on more content like this. We got some exciting things coming out your way very soon. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. And remember, your Tampa Bay Lightning are almost your defending Stanley Cup champions.